Hello, world!
Whodey!
Day.
What a day. What a day.
What a day.
You are watching live, and my voice is shot to the best Bengals podcast in Cincinnati, Ohio. I can't do it. Whodey!
Whodey!
Wow, you lost it fast.
That's all I got. Like, I can talk, but I can't yell.
Yeah.
That was a 307 was a rocking place last night. Let me tell you.
Woo!
Canopy Crazies?
You also won some food, didn't you?
Yeah, I won a nut sack.
Nice.
Well, full of antioxidants.
You're good, you.
It's funny because they put that thing up on the Jumbotron, like who's going to win, and they're ticking down the section.
That's right, yeah.
They had already handed out all the nuts, and the camera guy was already like up in our face. Like, oh, if this thing doesn't end in 307, we get a problem.
There you go.
Oh, my.
Sorry.
Hey, Shelly.
You don't even yell at games.
Well, it was cold too. That's about all she wrote.
Yelling, cold.
Yeah.
I yelled a little bit because Matt from Bengals and Bourbon kind of got on my shit. He's kind of like, "You're quiet," and I was like, "Listen, you broke a toilet by sitting on it. I don't want to hear that."
No, Santori, every time you were like, we were at the theater games, I never heard you like yell or anything. You're just that guy that just you evaluate everything in your head and all that, and you just don't speak until the end of the game or something.
Yeah, I'm not known for talking, right, Kim? I don't talk a whole lot, do I?
Bengal Dad is a little bit different, though. Bengal Dad, I mean, holy Lord. Bengal Dad, you're a lot different, though. But you're just like me, man. I'm just thankful those times I was over at your house, I didn't tear anything down because I was about to at times. But
Well, they obviously they won the game last night, but I thought I broke my seat
yeah,
when little Chopper Legs number 10 when he scored that 8-yard touchdown. I freaking lost my marbles on that one. That was a third and goal from the 8 or whatever it was, and they just let him bust right through.
Piston Pete Pacheco.
Oh my God, boy, he's a strong looking running back.
well, let me ask you guys this:
Man.
Morning at 2nd and 4, we're feeling good. Burrow goes back to pass. He gets sacked at 3rd and 11. Can I ask you guys this? Were you guys just anxious like I was? Can we just get to the 2-minute warning? Can we just get this over with? Can we get to the play? Was that not the longest timeout you guys have ever had to deal with in the 2-minute warning?
I was cool as a cucumber.
Yeah. Well, not me. What about you guys, James Bengal Dad?
All I kept asking everybody around that wanted to listen to me bark is why in the hell didn't they run the ball? What are they doing passing the ball on 2nd and 4? I didn't understand that play call. I still don't get it.
Well, I think it's because the 2-minute warning was coming up anyway, so they're going to throw, and the clock's going to stop regardless.
Well, then why didn't he throw it?
Well, I don't know the answer.
He just took a seat. He just took a seat. He gave up 7 yards.
Yeah.
Burrow's good for about one of those a game, it seems like.
Well, that was the wrong time.
Yeah. Yeah, but that next throw was
he made up for it.
Goodness, that was legit.
Santori, you're normally not shocked by anything, but even you post on Twitter, I'm still trying to gather how the heck he did that. I mean, guys, we're so used to seeing Jackpot Joey, but are you guys like I am at times? You still go, how did he do that? I still get that way with him. We're supposed to get used to this, but I'm still like, how does he do that?
That throw was that's one of the best throws of his entire career.
Easily.
It's not necessarily a wow factor throw. It was more a ball placement. The situation made it a fantastic throw. But before we get too far into game talk, I can't even get excited. My voice goes. We got to go through our sponsors. First and foremost, the one at the ticker. James, you read something because I can't do it.
Read something. I don't have anything ready.
Okay. I read something last time and it sounded good.
Okay. Well, here, go to the other sponsor and then I'll get
All
that.
right. Screw bet Fred for a second. The other one is Brimminghorn Meadery. Do you like honey tasting alcohol from Delaware? I do. Because that's kind of what meat is. And they like the Bengals, and they'll ship to Cincinnati. Use code Whodey9 to get 15% off 2 bottles or more. It basically covers the shipping, but it's actually pretty good stuff. I do highly recommend it. Next sponsor.
Go for it. Are you putting it up?
It's up.
It's scrolling.
Oh, I thought you were going to do the.
It's been there the whole show.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought you were doing the picture too. Anyway, so
I have a picture.
yeah, I put one in there. So
there's all kinds of shit in here.
we are sponsored by Betfred Sports. Legal sports betting is coming to Ohio, and it's time to place your bets with an established book. Since 1967, Betfred Sportsbook has been the home to better odds, better service, and overall just the better book. Pre-register today for your chance to get a piece of more than $1 million in Fred Bets experiences and so much more. When you pre-register, you get $20 bonus bet on January 1st. You get entered to win game tickets, more Fred Bets, and Betfred swag. Receive an invite to the upcoming Betfred launch party and the Betfred welcome offer. So please use the code down below, betfredsports.com/Ohio/Bengals12, and you will get pre-registered under us. And please do it. We need the support.
That's so much better than what I normally say.
26 days to go for Betfred.
That's right. And you don't have to be in Ohio to cash out or deposit. You just got to be there to bet. That's it.
All right. Well, we can get on with the show now.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Do this.
He's running just a tad bit late. He's had quite a bit going on today, but Zim will be joining us here shortly. We do have confirmation. The helicopter's landing. The pad's getting ready for him.
Yeah.
But we have a great segment that we like here on Rally Around the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Called Cincy James, Stats of the Game.
All right.
Wait a minute.
Whoops, there you go. Sorry.
No. Stats
There
of
we
the
go.
game.
Yes.
All right. So to me, one of the biggest stats of the game, and I love that picture. That was well, I'll talk about it later. But to me, one of the biggest stats of the game, Travis Kelce, first half, 0 catches, 0 yards. Second half, 4 catches, 56 yards, and a most fumble. So that, to me, if you guys want to expand on that just a tiny bit, I got another one. But yeah, I mean, that was a big
I
play.
would love to expand on that. A fumble is when you think you're hot shit for talking shit to the fans and taking off your helmet and bragging to everybody and hot dogging everybody and thinking you're the best thing since sliced bread, and then going out there and getting goose egged in the first half and then dropping your shit all over the turf in the second half. Good job, Travis. Thanks for the win.
Hey, Travis, I'm always a fan of Bearcats and all that, but Travis, it's nothing personal. It's just business, buddy.
He just plays for the wrong team.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Travis Kelce,
Yeah.
but he was pissing me off yesterday.
No, I hear you on that too. Travis Kelce, I see you. Once a Bearcat, always a Bearcat, but this is just business, buddy. No offense.
Oh, okay. So here's the deal. Matt Schultz. I was very fortunate enough to get a ticket from Matt for the game yesterday. And if I'm going to make fun of him for cracking the hell out of his toilet after sitting on it, then we need to understand what happened to me today. So I'm going to blame Matt 100% on this. This is not me being fat. This is not me being out of shape. This is 100% Matt torturing me. He does not believe in escalators or elevators or ramps. He believes in climbing from the base of the stadium, and I mean front row of section 158, all the way to row 18 of 307 by stairs. And, you know, I got to one or two of the landings, and I was leaning. I was out of breath. I was sucking air. I could feel my heart pumping out of my chest. I looked up. We had one little mini flight to go. I was like, all right, I can do this. We got up there. I finally I sat in the wrong seat because I was too exhausted to even go one more seat. But I was at work today helping a customer out, and I got down in a squat to look at the VIN number on a car, and I felt something pop in my left hamstring. And I just tipped over. I don't know if it was a buildup of lactic acid or if I sprained something, but I can't use my left leg very well right now. And I completely ate it in front of a customer. and I couldn't even stand back up. I was using both hands to push up on the fender of his car to stand back up.
Dang, you doing all right now?
What's that?
You doing all right now?
It's sore, man. It hurts really bad.
Now you got to have a do-bill to fix the front end of that car.
Yeah.
Cold Miller Lite. I got some for you, Santori. If you want me to send you some.
Well, I paid $27.50 for a Mountain Dew and spilled it, so
Oh man,
that's how it goes.
$7.50 for a Mountain Dew.
I'm being facetious, but
Okay.
yeah, they're not cheap.
No, they're not.
All right, I did have one more stat, and this is more of a season-long stat than a stat of the game, and this is for Hayden Hurst, who went down with, I've heard calf injury, I've heard hamstring injury, I think it's a calf injury, but I've heard multiple things. Hayden Hurst has do what?
I've heard nothing.
Oh, okay. Hayden Hurst has, this was up to this last game. He had 17 third down receptions. That was one behind Travis Kelce for the league lead amongst tight ends.
Wow.
So you mean he's clutch?
Absolutely clutch. And he was also, now who knows if he's going to play this week, but he was on pace to tie Dan Ross's club record for receptions by a tight end with 71. That was back in 1981. We all know what happened that year.
Wow.
I wasn't alive.
I was negative 6 years old.
Yeah, I was like negative 15.
I saw the last game of that year. Didn't end well in Detroit.
Yeah. I just mean we had a really good playoff run.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
But actually, I do have another stat. Now that I think
You
about
have
it,
another one?
yeah, I do have another one. One more. Okay, so in terms of our defense, in the first half of games, we give up 12.75 points per first half.
Okay.
Second half, 8.25. I think that would probably lend to our thinking like, hey, our defense always clamps down in the second half. We give up less points, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Offense, we score 14.25 points per first half.
Okay, so you outscored in the first half by 1.75.
Yes. Now everybody says, "Oh, we're a second half team," and I think most of the time they're talking about the offense when they're saying that. 11.75 points per second half.
So you're outscoring by 3.5 in the second half.
Yes. Yes.
Math.
But we do score less in the second half. So I was doing some research. I looked at that. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I love
I
that.
think I got a couple stats for you.
Oh,
Mine are
Bengal dad stat.
Mine are not those kind of stats.
Uh-oh. You care about
mine is an intangible stat that differentiates teams that win versus teams that lose. The Bengals find a way.
Yes, they do.
That's really all it comes down to.
What's there's not a quantitative value on that. I need a
No,
number.
there's not. Other than there's W's. There's a lot of W's attached to finding a way.
8. That's the number.
Yeah,
8.
right now the number's 8.
Yeah.
Brought to you by the number 8.
And speaking of the number 8, this whole year everybody's been drawing all these parallels to last year. Every time they play a game, hey, the same thing happened last year. Well, at this time last year, the Bengals were, what did we come up with? Where are we at right now? We're 8-4, 12 games. We were 7-5 last year. We are now 8-4.
Well, they ended up 7-6 last
They
year.
were 7-6 after next week's game. So if we beat the Browns, which I feel pretty strongly that we're going to, we're going to be 9-4 versus 7-6.
You'll have a 2-game lead on where you were last year.
Yeah.
That's
For as
awesome.
good as everybody thought we were last year, they're a tick better this year.
I think we're a better team this year, gentlemen.
Hey, as I keep saying, don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through to all the other teams. They have to play us.
Damn straight, Shelly.
Oh my. James, any comment?
I mean,
Good question here. We'll segue.
yeah, let's.
Should they have taken the 3 for the field goal or played 4th down like they did? I have a very extended answer on this if someone else wants to go first.
Shelley, we were just talking about this. I still would have personally gone for it. I know my boss is very old school at work. He always says, Greg, you have to take the points. I respect that, but I really wanted to get selfish and go for it here. I just wanted to get up on the Chiefs. I mean, that reverse play, clearly, and it had to be Carlos Dunlap who got him and all that, which, I mean, they just sniffed that out. But if it's the other side, it always fools us. But I still would have gone for it, but I would have QB. I know we failed 3rd down with QB sneak and Burrow. I would have done it again. I still would have gone
for it. Right.
Yeah. You got a long-winded one in the stands.
I would have also gone for it. I would have snuck the ball.
Yep.
And I think we've heard everybody and their mom say that Joe Burrow audibled out of a play. We'll say.
Bengal Dad?
I absolutely would have went for it, and I love the play call. Again, as I'll tell you guys, as I told everybody in the stands that was freaking out saying that Zach Taylor was a piece of shit for his play calling again, that's the identical call that the Rams beat the Bengals on at the end of the Super Bowl with Cooper Kupp. That was the play. I think it's a hell of a play. If Carlos Dunlap is probably doing his job, because I don't think he was really supposed to do what he did. I think, once again, he was freelancing, which is why he's not a Bengal. That's a first down, if not a touchdown. Carlos Dunlap was not supposed to shoot up in there. I don't even know what he was doing.
So this is how I look at it. It was 14-3 at the time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or no, it was 14-10.
No. Yeah, you're right. 14-10.
So it was 14-10. You can kick a field goal and go up by 7 as opposed to 4, which in the grand scheme of things, it forces a touchdown to tie. I don't look at things in terms of points. I look at things in terms of possessions. Kicking a field goal to go up from 4 to 7 is kicking a field goal to go up from 1 possession to 1 possession. That doesn't really move the needle too much in terms of how you want to win. There's several different computer-based analytics that'll tell you a 4-point lead and a 7-point lead doesn't really increase your chances of winning, especially that early in a game.
Because you need a touchdown both ways.
Right. So here's the way you look at it. I can kick a field goal, go up by 7, and give Mahomes the ball pretty much at the 25-yard line with a minute to go. I'm not about that. I can go for it, and if I make it, I pretty much put a dagger in that game. That's going to be really hard to come back from. Or if I miss it, I give Mahomes 50 seconds to go the entire length of the field, and I still have a 1-possession lead. So in terms of moving the needle, 3 points doesn't do a whole lot for me. In terms of – hold on one second. There you go, car keys. In terms of understanding where Mahomes might get the ball and how much time is left, you do kind of have to think defensively there. And thinking defensively there tells me to go for it. It gives me the better chance to keep Mahomes off the field, which at the end of the day is why you won the game. The best way to beat quarterbacks like Mahomes and Burrow and guys like Brady and Manning is to not play them. You need to keep them off the field. You need to find a way to steal possessions. So if you've got to go this far to steal a possession and keep him off the field, I say go for it. In terms of the play call, you go to the line with 2 plays called. The coach sends in 2 plays. I guarantee one was a sneak because the Bengals sneak more than any team I've ever seen in my life. So they probably had a sneak and they had an outside play, and that was the outside play. They had a guy in each A gap and they had a guy in each B gap. Their sneak was not going to work. So Burrow checks out. So everybody that hates Zach Taylor for that play call, well, Burrow agreed with it, and Burrow checked into that. So that's kind of how that went. I don't disagree with it. I want to go for it, and I wanted to go around the outside. Would it have been a jet sweep? I don't know. Would it have been an outside run? 100%. So at this point, if I'm arguing with Zach Taylor, I'm splitting hairs. Overall, I didn't have an issue with what happened. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
I think the reason that whole drive bogged down was because we were thinking too much about keeping Mahomes on the bench and less about scoring the touchdown.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can be your worst enemy, your own worst enemy. You can stop your own momentum, and that's what they did, I believe, in that point.
Bengal Dad, to piggyback on that, because like the Kansas City defense showed absolutely nothing. If anything, the reason why they prevailed, that they did well at times, is because, like you said, they shot themselves in the foot at times. They really did. With the Tyler Boyd missed touchdown and the penalty by Chase. The thing of it is, we did not play our best football, and like Santori, you even tweeted out that the scary part is they really haven't reached their peak yet, and which is a good thing. We really did not play our best football. If you guys really think about it, we should have won that game by more, and we still did not play 100%. We still won the game against the best team in the league, in my opinion.
Well, we dropped an interception. Any one of 2 or 3 Bengals could have got that ball. And Mahomes, that's the chink in the armor of Mahomes. He thinks that he can do anything.
Yes.
And sometimes that higher level or too high of a level of confidence gets him in trouble.
Yep.
You know how I know it was sloppy is because I was having to pull Matt back from the ledge every time there was a dropped pass or a penalty or the ball bounced. There's a fumble. We didn't get it. We dropped the pick. He should have caught that ball. I'm like, buddy, come on. These things happen. It's sloppy, but we're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's sloppy, and they still can't catch us. They went on a 21-3 run, and it still wasn't good enough. It's going to be okay.
Should have won by 17-20 is what we really could have won by.
Yeah, you probably could have hung up another 14 if all's not even perfect, just a little bit cleaner. You probably could have hung up another 14 points easy. And that's what. Now you're looking at almost a 40 burger on the Chiefs, almost doubling them up. That's bad.
Yeah, they lost 4 points on the Boyd drop, and they would have scored some points on that last drive if they weren't just trying to, churn it out.
Well, they lost at least 3 on the Trent Taylor play.
Yeah.
It probably would have been 7. There's 10 between those 2 plays right there.
Well, who was that kick return? What was the kick returner's name? It was also one of the running backs doing well.
Pacheco.
What's his name?
Pacheco.
Yeah, why were we kicking to him constantly?
I don't understand why we were doing. I don't know. Just kick the freaking ball through the end zone.
I mentioned that to my son. I said, why is he not kicking it? Why is he not booming it through the end zone?
Yeah, they were playing with fire on that. I don't know why they were doing that one.
Yeah, good Lord, he was having great returns. Don't let him return it. I didn't understand that all one bit, but were you guys shocked as much as I was how much they were running the ball? Kansas City was, because I even think that would have caught anybody off guard.
Nah, they've been doing that all year though. They've been leaning more on the run, more than last year, I should say.
If you include this game, the last 3 games, Pacheco's been getting close to 20 carries a game.
Okay.
They've kind of been moving that route, which to me is asinine. If you're the Chiefs, you want to take the ball out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. And that's why the Bengals were okay just rushing 3 and having these wide 4-man fronts and saying, if you want to go 15, 20 plays and try and run the ball the entire time, that's fine. Because at some point, and they knew this, and the broadcast knew it, and everybody in the stands knew it, if Mahomes had to actually drop back and convert something, he was in trouble. How many prayers did he throw up? A couple were answered, but my God, there wasn't anything sustainable. It was just a bunch of jump balls from Mahomes. That's not being a quarterback. That's praying. That tells me you're not reading what you're seeing. They had him really, really confused. He had 223 yards, and 71 of them came on 2 plays. He had 150 yards outside of 2 deep balls. That's not shit. Joe Burrow does that in 1 quarter.
I didn't think he looked really good yesterday, personally.
He looked okay, but he didn't look like the Mahomes that we had normally seen.
Right. Yeah, because normally he's making some big plays, and I know that he got bailed out on some of those catches, but it just didn't seem like normal Mahomes.
He looked like the Mahomes from the second half of each game last year.
Yes, he did.
The entire game yesterday.
You mean he looked confused?
He just didn't look. I don't know. He didn't look dangerous.
The Bengals did to him what they used to do to Roethlisberger, and it's going to be what they do against Josh Allen with the Bills in a couple weeks. Don't rush out of your lanes. Don't get over egregious. try and walk that pocket back and make him beat you from inside the pocket. Yeah, I'm sure there are numbers that reflect that Patrick Mahomes can slice and dice someone from the pocket. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. No one's going to argue that he can't slice and dice you. But where he's most dangerous is when he's ad-libbing. That's where those big plays break down. That's where those one-shot touchdowns come from. If you can keep that under control and make him, play a game he really doesn't want to play, which is to be Joe Burrow and surgical, you'll beat him more often than not. Because guess what? The Chiefs don't have the patience, and they've got too big of an ego to keep wanting to play small ball.
Well, you know that's the case with Josh Allen also.
The Bengals will do whatever it takes to win a game. I've seen them run the ball 45 times in a game if that's what it takes. Joe Burrow doesn't care. He'll hand off – he said it in the interview. He'll hand off 72 times if he has to. And I believe that. The Bengals will do whatever they need to do. Some of these teams we're going to throw the ball downfield and you're going to stop us. And it's like, all right, dumbass, throw it to triple coverage. That's your fucking fault.
And I think we're going to do like what you're talking about next week too.
Yeah, I want to see Watson try and beat me with his brain because I don't think he can.
Yeah. I want to leave him in the pocket. I don't want to let him use his legs.
Yeah.
Because the legs are probably the only thing that probably works best for him at this point.
Right now, especially if you don't have the passing under control, he's going to need to ad-lib a little bit.
You still have to deal with Chubb. You still got to deal with Chubb in that offensive line, though. I mean,
well, as long as we don't fall behind by 14 points quick,
right?
Yeah, it's different because they won't continue to pound Chubb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. If like you handle them the way we handle Atlanta, get that early lead, then everything will do well. But Cleveland, though, man, you still got to face Myles Garrett. You still got to face some of these other great players they have. We definitely cannot sleep on Cleveland. I'm telling you.
I'm more worried.
They're not going to sleep on Cleveland. They're just going to freaking murder Cleveland. I really think they're going to sodomize them. They're going to control. They're going to kill them.
Bengal Dad.
Is this angry Bengal Dad right now?
Yeah, I think it is right now. I've had enough of the Cleveland Browns and their bullshit.
Bengal Dad, man.
I think that team needs to be beat by 40+ points.
That's
one game. If I wasn't afraid Burrow would get hurt, I would just score and score and score. As Woody Hayes said years ago about Michigan, we're going to put up 100 on them. I would just do whatever I could to annihilate those guys up north. I can't stand that team.
No, I agree with you. I can't stand them either. I cannot stand the city up north at all.
Yeah, I'm not putting that comment up there. Sorry, Chris. Moving on.
Oh, no. We can't do that.
It is acknowledged. I'm not showing it. Game balls. Hopefully we get Zim here soon because we do try to get out of here in about 45 minutes. So we'll roll with this, and if he hops on, he hops on. If not, we'll reschedule. It's no big deal. We know he's going through some stuff right now, so we'll let him do what he needs to do. But game balls, go first, Bengal Dad.
Well, go on to somebody else. Let me give this a little more thought. Go on to somebody else.
You've been excommunicated. Cincy James.
Okay. I'm going to go with Samaje Perine. Over 100 yards rushing. I believe that was that was the second time a running back has done that this year, right? Mixon had it against Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. But he had over 100 yards rushing, and I think it was 155 yards total. He really, he didn't have a super long run. I think his long was 10. So, but he just kept churning. I'm giving mine to him.
Freaking Piston Pirine down there. Greg Luther.
I'm going to give it to the whole offensive line.
Damn
it. When I was at the end zone watching, Burrow just looked so comfortable in the pocket. Only one sack given up. Second week in a row, they only given up one sack. That's awesome. Hats off to the whole offensive line.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I was thinking the offensive line, but the offensive line did not surprise me as much as whoever in the hell was covering Kelsey for that whole game. if that was by committee, I don't know what it was, but that's the number one reason teams lose to the Chiefs is Kelsey.
Yes.
So whatever group of guys, whatever it was that were covering him, the majority of that game, that's where I would put my game ball.
So I'm going to go to we'll call it the controversial Bible here of football stats with Pro Football Focus, because they do break down receivers' grades by who they were being covered by. And I know that some of the grades with them can be a little hit or miss, but I've always found that their coverage grades are pretty spot on. I've never had too much of an issue with that. So if I go to coverage matchups, give me just a second here. We're going to go here. Receivers. First matchups. I'm going to make sure I'm reading this here. I don't even know how to read this right. I lied. I'm looking at Travis Kelce's grades, and looks like he sucked against Mike Hilton. Or he did. I don't even know. I'll just show it, and then you guys can determine how you want to read it.
Right.
There's a lot moving parts here. Da, 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 da. Share screen. There. That's how Travis Kelce graded by coverage. I'm not sure if that's Kelce's grade or if that's Jermaine Pratt's grade.
Looks like Pratt.
Yeah, Pratt. What?
Yeah, I thought I saw that Logan Wilson gave up. I think he had one catch. Yeah, it shows right there. One catch and 18 yards.
Wow.
That's why he graded the worst, because there was just one target.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, that's Pratt's grade then. So Pratt did a decent job. Von Bell looks like did a decent job. Mike Hilton, remember, 60 is average. Sure.
I think what you got to look at there is the amount of targets. The fact that they only targeted him 5 times, they had him blanketed.
Was he only targeted 5 times? Holy cow.
Okay, so, yeah, this is Nick Bolton's grades against us, and this is our grades against Nick Bolton. So Jamar Chase went against Nick Bolton, had a 73.4. So that's how you read that.
Yeah.
So now we'll go flip it. And so Travis Kelce had a 67.6 against Hilton. Travis Kelce had a 67.6 against Pratt. I guess he just graded a 67.6 against everybody. So let me see if I can switch that to receiver matchups. This site goes really, really deep. Okay, here's some coverage grades. So Jamar Chase, and that's the coverage grade. So then we'll switch teams. Kelce, coverage grade. So Pratt and Bell graded really well against Kelce. Hilton had about an average score, and Logan Wilson was worse than dog water. So that's how that reads. So your answer is Pratt and Hilton and Bell. Kind of buckled him down.
I like that.
Wow. Not bad at all.
And not to mention Pratt, like Haas says here, kind of had the play of the game.
Yeah, that turned everything.
I mean, as I was telling people, I mean, Pratt, he's on his contract here, and he's definitely playing like he's worthy of a contract. I said all along, just let Pratt walk. We'll re-sign Logan Wilson, but Pratt's showing me he's worthy of a contract. That's a big decision we got to make. I know we don't want to talk about that right now, but we're showing he's very worthy right now.
I got my game ball. This is an odd one. I'm going to give it to Justin Reed for being the dumbass to open his mouth.
Thank you, Justin Reed.
I'm not sure this team would have played as fired up. I think they'd have been playing fired up because Zach Taylor's guys typically come to play. But anytime you get a little extra juice. Uh-oh, we got someone in the chat.
Zim, what's up, man? How you doing, man?
What's going on? How's it going? That is a very nice shirt you got there, Greg.
Hey, buddy, I don't know why I picked this shirt for some reason. I have no idea why. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How you guys doing tonight? How's it going, Bengals Dad? How's it going,
Can't
Sissy
complain.
James?
Can't complain,
Wonderful.
right?
Doing good.
Yes, sir. How about them Bengals? How about that win last night, right?
Absolutely.
Loved
So
it.
we were just talking game balls. Who's your game ball go-to?
Woo! Can I give it out to more than one guy?
Yep.
Sure.
Let's go with Bengals offensive line. How long has it been? You know, we talked about these things that we want to accomplish. Everybody has a goal that they set out to do. And then you get all of this coach speak stuff. You get the fluff stuff. How about these guys performing over the last 3-4 weeks of the season? And then seeing it, like early in the season, I hated, say Joe Burrow didn't take a sack. Guys be like, the Lions playing a little bit better. I'm like, that pocket sure doesn't look so damn good. It's just Joe Burrow, but he feels comfortable. I noticed I was at the New Orleans game, and I'm gonna tell you, like, even in the first couple drives of that game, it was something. And I'm gonna tell you where I think the season changed. Second half of the Ravens game, I thought like the RPO stuff started working, running from shotgun exclusively, stopped running under center, and they took that move forward. And by the time they got to New Orleans, it was just, I feel like they've been 100 miles and running since then.
Absolutely.
Did you say you had another one too?
It's just the whole entire offensive line. Like, give me offense. And I'm big on, what a lot of people will do. They'll be super critical on somebody that they dislike on a team, but then they never double back to say, you know what, I got it wrong. I was really wrong on Jonah Williams. By the time we left the Browns game, I said, bro, we'll get through the season, but I said there's no way on earth that this guy is going to be able to block, elite pass rushers. And then he goes and pulls like almost a perfect game against Alex Highsmith when Alex Highsmith was coming off of his best game of the season. He was defensive player of the week prior. And then that still is – I don't think people understand because they just look at records. I don't think people understand how big that Steelers game was. Like that Steelers game was huge. And the way that the offensive line performed in that game, I said, whoa. I think we got something here, boys. So, like, my game ball will go to all 5 of those guys up front. Ted Karras is playing at an all-pro level, bro. Like, really, this is the best the offensive line has looked since 2015. I don't want to take anything away. You just asked me game ball. I don't want to give it to everybody, but there's a lot of great efforts, in that game yesterday. But the offensive line, just none of that is possible. Yeah. Like none of those checkdowns, none of those things are possible without an offensive line. And then I think you look at some of the ghosts of Bengals past start to rear their head in those games if you don't have the proper protection. And I just thought like the game was that. And, from that point on, it just gives everybody the belief around them. It gives the defense the belief that, hey, man, if we can stop them to a field goal, it is us. They got to beat us. Like we're putting 7 on the board. Think about the first 4 possessions in the first half of that game. They're all pretty successful drives. You only had 4. 3 of them go all the way to the red zone. You get 2 touchdowns. You get the third one where you don't convert the 4th and goal. We can talk about that call. I don't know. I didn't like the call. I like the decision, but I think Joe checked it at the line. Then the 4th one, you get the offensive pass interference call on Jamar on a drive that had a couple first downs in it. Those are like that's damn near lights out first half, and credit the Chiefs to limiting your possessions. But I mean, they just started off like that, and it is what it is, man.
Well, to catch you up, Cincy James gave a ball to P. Ryan. Greg also gave it to the offensive line. Bengal Dad gave his kind of a group, what we'll call it the defensive coverage underneath for shutting down Kelsey. And I gave mine to Justin Reed for opening his damn mouth and just starting fire.
How about that? Somebody was like, man, well, Eli talks trash all the time, but I was like, the rest of our team doesn't.
No.
And so when you poke that bear, I'm gonna just tell you from my experience, Jamar Chase is very prideful in his teammates, and he'll go to bat for them really, really quick. So the fact that they said that, tune in the can shirts.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I gotta post me. I gotta retweet that for you.
I
Like
think
that's
was that
crazy.
Cincy shirts?
Yeah, that Cincy shirt.
Cincy shirts. Yeah. Oh, I thought that was one of you guys. Like, man, I was
No,
like, oh,
no,
I gotta
no.
get behind that. But yeah, either way, man, like we gotta get the word out on it. I call him Lil Tuna, but you know it is what it is. You know, Eli Apple didn't give up any yards in that game yesterday.
I know he's been good lately.
When
Good.
Cheeto went down, I was scared. I was terrified, bro.
Dude.
So I know Eli's been up and down in his career, and he's been up and down with the Bengals too. But I keep trying to tell people it gets a lot worse than Eli. Like Eli's really not. He's really not that bad. Like there are some times where he doesn't look great, but he does a lot of things right, and he really doesn't give up a whole lot of yards. Like every once in a while, he'll have one bad play, and everybody goes, "Oh, there's Eli again." But you know, I coach DBs for a little bit. It can get a lot worse than Eli. If that's your worst case scenario out there, you're in good shape.
Defensive back is the hardest position I think in football. For this, not maybe you know coming into the league you see early success. I think tight end is like the hardest position for guys to make the transition to the NFL. But as far as cornerback, it's the one position you give up a rep, you know, it's a tutty on your head. I played cornerback in high school. And, you know, I would give up some stuff underneath. But the one thing I didn't want to go in that film room is, why did you bite on that double move? Or why did you do this? And then you got a guy, you make a mistake. I mean, there's 7 points on the board. And I just think that the way that our defense is constructed is it's built to funnel everything in front of them. And I think the Chiefs played into our hand with if you look at all their wide receivers out besides MVS, they're all like, you know, Juju slot guy. Kelsey's going to be a tight end underneath, you know, like all these different weapons that they had, they're all underneath guys. And I thought it played right into our defense's hands. And I think I honestly feel like the Chiefs were lucky to get the 24 points that they got. They converted 3 4th downs. Mm-hmm. I mean, Patrick Mahomes threw that thing on a rope. Let's give some credit. You know, like everybody has these conversations about Burrow versus Mahomes. Like, it could go either way for like, or Josh Allen, whoever you want. I'm more concerned with is my team better. And Joe Burrow, I know, isn't going to fail me in big moments. And that's all that really matters to me. They can say the top fives or whatever for the all season and do whatever they want. If our Bengals go to the Super Bowl, I don't care who you think is the top 3. I don't even care about an MVP, honestly. Give me a Super Bowl championship, and it's about who has the better team. And I think the Bengals currently right now have a better team.
Yeah. 100%.
Well, Santori mentioned that we could have put a 40 burger on them.
Yes, we could have.
And it was that close to being 40 points on the board against the Chiefs, and they would have had about 17. I mean,
I agree.
It was a lot closer to a blowout than people think.
Yeah,
it really was, man. I've been talking to Chiefs Kingdom people on Twitter and stuff all day. And,
no.
You know, they're I went on Twitter, you know, in the Twitter spaces, and we had those convos, and you know, I was in theirs. I actually won a bet, so they let me be a host of one of their spaces. So I just came out of that like an hour ago. That was fun, so it's funny their perspective on it. They're like, well, if Kelsey doesn't fumble, then you know, and in my mind, I'm like, bro, 14-3. If Juju doesn't get that first down right there on that 4th and 3, 4th and 4,
right?
I think we bag you up right there at that point right there. If Cam Taylor-Britt on that same drive gets that, you know, that interception right there, I think we bag you up there. If Mahomes doesn't tackle Mike Hilton on a potential interception right there, we could box you up right there. It's so many opportunities where I feel like the Bengals played a really clean game, no turnovers. 3rd down efficiency was pretty well, whatever. It wasn't a perfect game, but out of the 3 games that we played them in, offensively, it was the most balanced and it was the most sound. And I don't really have that many complaints. Like, you know, I talked about that 4th down call. I think a lot of people will harp on what didn't go right or whatever. But how about the 50-something play, Jamar Chase in the backfield? The Tyler Boyd, even though he dropped it, that's a beautiful play. The Chris Evans play, the wrinkle in it, the linebacker has to make a decision like, who am I running? These are great plays. So, you know, I'm not the biggest Zach Taylor fan in the world, but I thought like another week, here's another good game plan. Everything doesn't go perfect, but such is life.
Well, one thing that we do like to do on the show, kind of switching gears here, is we have a segment called Lutherisms. And this is something that Greg did for us, and it kind of caught wind and took on a few weeks ago. And it's something we always do for Monday Night Football. We like to give him 2 players for each team, one current, one former, and he compares them to whatever food that he thinks that player best represents. The best example I have to give you is we compared Andy to a grilled cheese. Andy might not always be what you wanted, but sometimes it hits the spot. But we've all had a pretty bad grilled cheese too. So with that being said, we have
you mess up a grilled cheese though.
Yeah.
You could use the wrong cheese.
Yeah.
There's ways.
It's tough.
First player that we had Greg do is
You want me to throw them out?
Go for it. I got them written up this time. I don't have to sit and think this time.
All right, so we're gonna go with the Bucks first.
All right.
We're gonna go with current Julio Jones.
Julio Jones is like a Chipotle burrito. He's got everything you need in a receiver all wrapped into one, in my opinion. When you go to Chipotle, it's got everything you need: the rice, beans, chicken, corn, tomatoes, got it, sour cream, got everything you need. That's what he is, a Chipotle burrito. I see. Look, he always makes it different. Yeah, like that's dang it. All right, next.
But Greg, it almost like a leftover burrito at this point in his career.
I'm just saying when he was in his prime, but yeah, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, prime Julio extra guac.
Right.
Zim, see, look, you made it even better. There you go. You didn't even have to think about this.
All right.
next.
Next, former Buck Mike Allstott.
That dude was like a coconut, man. I mean, I don't know what it's like to tackle a coconut, but I don't know what it's like. That guy, you just could never get down. That was the last great fullback there ever was. Trying to tackle Mike Allstott was trying to tackle a coconut. There you go. Tree ball, seriously. All right.
All right, next, current Saint Taysom Hill.
Okay. He's like a pineapple pizza. Some people like it. Some people don't. He's what you call a unique player. Now, some like pineapple. A lot of people hate it. I mean, I personally do, but, he can go either way with pineapple pizza.
All right, and the former is Archie Manning.
Okay. Here's why I compared him to Graders. Graders started out as a little small business, but it's more of the Manning name. Then it built up and built up and built up, and now it's even better than what it used to be. So I didn't know too much about Archie, but all I know is Peyton and Eli, I guess you could say, also made it up into an empire. So I'm gonna go Graders.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I love that.
Tim, he's not wearing this shirt right here. You'll
All
know
right.
why right now.
And Zim, as a
Greg, I'm wearing your favorite restaurant, Greg. I'm
Now,
representing
what
your
is that? No, so I'll tell you a quick story. Cincy James just got sick and tired of me posting Midwest Barbecue. So when he came back in town, I brought up Midwest Barbecue. James just couldn't wait to go there because he got sick and tired of me talking about it. And James, tell me your review on Midwest Barbecue.
Oh, it's legit. Legit. Yeah. I mean, I got the Uno wings because of your song or the song on your all's podcast. Got that Uno wings. Yeah, I had to get them. They were awesome.
Now, Zim, we do have you as an honorary guest, so that means you do have to have a Lutheranism on the spot.
Yep.
So we get a player for you.
Let's do it. You got a player that you want to give me first, and then I just yell it out?
Yep.
Name a player. I'll do it.
Jamar Chase.
You can't say Uno wing either.
Yeah, come on.
Porterhouse Steak, finest steak available, filet mignon of steaks. Like it's the finest cut of meat that is available on the market. It cooked to perfection. Just chef's kiss every single time. Even fresh off of a hip surgery. How about that guy jumping out the gym last night? Like
That was
I talked to his dad right before the game, and I was telling them, and I felt like I'm like the I'm the scared mom or something. I'm like, you don't think we need to like ease him into the game? He's like, man, They better light it up. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you got to go out. You know, like when he was telling me how I was in high school, how I was in college, and this is what we do. Like, you just got to come in. I'll be like, yeah, but you know, that's you know, he hasn't never missed time with an injury or anything. He's like, nah, he's ready. And I'm just like, whoa, you know, this guy's just, you know, people overuse, these kids online just use, oh, he's different for everything. Or just like they call everybody the GOAT. He is truly, truly built different. And think about the path to get him. You ever sit there and think, like, if we didn't suck, Burrow doesn't tear his leg, you don't even get him. Say I put this in let me tell y'all how crazy this is. Say Julio Jones, who you just were talking about, I'm gonna bring it all together. Say he just puts out one tweet and says, I want out. You don't even get Jamar Chase, because then the Falcons take Jamar Chase at number 4. And then maybe Kyle Pitts is really good with Joe Burrow, you know. I don't know. You don't know. Maybe they go Sewell. I don't know. But the trade up the day before, the 49ers, all these things happen. When people talk about luck, that's the one thing. I wouldn't call it luck. I almost call it like divine intervention or something like that. But that's the one thing that is like something I can't describe. You know, you think about me too. You know, they had me, my guy Willie Lutz, John Sheeran, all these guys go to the stadium. You know what I told them when I first got up there? The first thing I told them, hey, Jamar Chase is playing. It's a guy. No, I didn't even say Jamar Chase. I said it's a guy playing. They know. They fully aware who it is. This guy for LSU is playing tomorrow. I kept on telling them all day because I just thought, like, I'm talking about Elizabeth. I'm telling the Blackbirds, like, they're thinking, like, who is this dude? Why is he so crazy at our stadium, like, saying all of this stuff? But I was just so tunnel vision on, like, this is the way to fast track it. On Instagram, I would send hype videos to, like, all the kids and stuff and make them plaster it all over Instagram and stuff. That's how crazy when people say, like, you know, we're just fans or whatever. Like, yeah, we are, you know, but man, I'm gonna tell you, you put enough energy out there, you'd be surprised on what happens in your life sometimes, you know. And that's one of those things. I had nothing to do with it. I'm not saying that, but I just woke up every day like, man, telling my wife, hey man, we get Jamar. She's like, shut up, I don't care about football. But I'm telling you, if Jamar Chase comes, our lives are gonna be better. Like, you know. And then when it went on the screen, I just couldn't believe it. So, and here we are. You know, even at adversity, they go without Jamar Chase. We still go 3-1 without him, undefeated in November. How about that?
We're gonna steal something from Bengals and Brews and Cincinnati Sports with Strawberry Ice. We want you to fire us up for this next game.
Let's do this.
Give us the fire us up segment
For the Brownies?
against them. Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do this.
Come on.
I don't need no.
Here we go, bud. Let's do this, Zim.
You got
Let
this.
me listen. Everybody knows one brownie that's just super annoying. You probably know 100 of them that just get on your nerves every single day of their life.
Absolutely.
I don't really have a word to fire you up, but I'm a very competitive person. But when I tell you that these guys have not been competitive in the National Football League, the only reason they talk that crap to us is because they won 5 straight, I believe. But prior to that, we won 6 straight, you know. And I might be a little bit younger than you guys or whatever. Like, the Brownies consistently have been a bad organization, and that's just telling the truth. You shouldn't have to get fired up to beat these boys or whatever, because you are who you are. We told everybody they had to play us. We know exactly what we have on our side. And if you don't come out there with a bad game plan, like you did on Monday night, and make a conservative effort to just run the football and just play the ball that you've been playing, mistake-free football, there's not a chance that they could win this game if you do those different things. Right. It's hard for me to get fired up for a team that really wants to be you, if I'm being 100% honest. They want to be the Bengals, straight up. Like, there's nothing about them that you admire as a Bengal fan or anybody in the NFL. I'm sorry, all the way to their quarterback, right? So it's one of those things where the Bengals just have to take care of business And remember, they got to play us, like all of these guys. They told us that we were going down a gauntlet. Two of the hardest teams that they said in the gauntlet were the Titans and the Chiefs. What happened to that gauntlet that everybody's talking about? I hope people use that same energy to use it as a catalyst to say, hey, you know what? Joe Burrow's a candidate for MVP, or use it towards something else, because remember how hard we said their road was going to be? So now we got to take that same energy by saying those statements and apply it to, like the road that's ahead of us. The Browns are coming off a win over the Texans in an overtime victory that they barely came through. But I will tell you this. You got a chance, if you know a brownie that gets on your nerves, you got a chance to put them on the couch. And what you should be tweeting them after this game is, do you want leather or suede? Because we could end your season and pack you up. We put you on the couch. Ask them, do they want leather or suede? Because after Joe Shiesty gets crazy out there, remember, this dude hadn't played football in 700 days. You think they wanted? You think I'm gonna tell you a hot take? He's gonna call all them timeouts because it's gonna be so loud at Paycor. Coming like that environment. I know that this guy's played a lot of football, but that's a tall task to come out there with that crowd noise. You in the check-in of plays, like I don't even think he'll have the ability to do that. Honestly, I think they have a better shot of playing Jacoby Brissett. I think he's more like, in the flow of their offense and the team and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it got ugly or it looked bad or it was really close and he wasn't productive. I wouldn't be surprised, because they want to beat us so bad, if they benched him at like halftime and brought out Brissett. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I'm not saying bench him for the rest of the year, but if he's not playing really well, I could see them doing it. This is their Super Bowl. It truly is. How do you know it's their Super Bowl? Because every time that you talk to them, what do they say? Oh yeah, y'all ain't win no game. And I say, hey sir, Mr. Brownie, what is your goal every single year as an NFL organization? To go to what? A Super Bowl. So if I lost 2 games to this team, right, and I still went to a Super Bowl, why are you trying to convince me I should care?
Right.
like they get so mad at that. I'd be like, why do you think? Why would I care if I was able to go to a Super Bowl and I lost to you twice? Like I can't. It's hard for me to get too fired up. They just got to take care of business. I know that was super long-winded. It wasn't like I was rah, but bro, I don't really have that much. My perspective on them isn't really that high, honestly. So it's just one of those things, like they got to take care of the business. I know our guys don't like them, so they're ready to go straight up.
Well, we're kind of hitting our stride here at the end of the show. I do want to go over a couple quick things. Zim, it's always a pleasure to have you on. I hope you'll come on again sometime. With that being
Sorry, I was late.
Oh, you're fine. We all got stuff going on. We get it. With that being said, James, did you want to announce the jersey giveaway on here?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think pretty much everybody knows this person. She's our favorite deaf Bengals fan. Meg Burkhardt won our personalized Cook Sporting Goods jersey giveaway. So we were very happy to be able to coordinate with her. I know Santori had he had already coordinated with her, already getting everything taken care of. But yeah, very, very happy to get her that jersey. We were able to donate how much to charity, Santori?
I think it was just under $900 this year.
Awesome.
So, and that was to several different charities. Most of it went to the Hayden Hurst Foundation.
Yep.
So I want to say it was close to 700 of that 900 went to the Hayden Hurst Foundation.
Yep.
Good work, fellas.
Appreciate it, Zim.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that kind of stuff. And next year we're wanting to be bigger and better and give away more stuff and just, give it back to everybody. That's what we want to do.
Dope, man. I know Meg too. I love Meg. So she always supports a lot of stuff that I've done in the past. She's a great, person, great Bengals fan. Couldn't have happened to a better person, man.
Absolutely.
I've got a question for you, Zim, real quick. So I asked Ace Boogie last week. I asked him this question, and I'm going to ask you. How does it feel to not have to carry your co-host through a show? I'm kidding, man. You don't have to answer that. I'm joking.
Hey,
The part y'all don't see is that I literally, just like I just ran out like this, they just have everything, like they have everything ready for me. I'm the most unorganized, like, like me cleaning up in my house or something like that. I am organized in that way, but like when it comes to this banquet stuff, man, I swear they help me out so much. I suck. I just show up. I swear. I couldn't have done any of this crap without Ace. Our producer for our show, Ryan, is like, he gets all our graphics and all our stuff ready and all that cool stuff too, man. I'm telling you, like, if I would have put more effort into some of this stuff, maybe I could have done a lot more stuff. But I swear, I just wake up and I just go, bro. Like, I swear, and it drives everybody insane. They be like, bro, like, you didn't read the. I be like, no, what do I got to? And then I just go, So Ace carries me in. I don't think anybody would take me that serious. I think we talk a lot of football throughout the week on Twitter Spaces, and we talked a lot. I used to have these players meetings on Instagram. Nobody would take me, that serious probably without Ace. Because when you got like a whole lot of energy, people are like, oh, I mean, he's got a hot take, and but I never wanted it to be like that. I just got a lot of energy or whatever. But like, if you have too much of that, then people just start to not take you serious. So I think Ace like kind of legitimizes like what I'm doing or what we're doing.
Yeah.
And we always like to let our guests kind of pump anything that they're working on. Anything, not that we have the reach that you guys do, but even if there's one person that doesn't know about it, is there something that you want to pump out there? Anything you're working on? Any T-shirts? Anything with the shows?
Well, Greg's got on a shirt right there. Also, Ace has got his stuff too, on newstripecity.com. Our show is on Wincinnati. It's just Cincinnati with a W in front of it. Wincinnati is the podcast. Also on our Twitter, it's Wincinnati Pod. Instagram, it's the same thing, Wincinnati Pod. But yeah, just keep on supporting, man. My Twitter and my Instagram is Zim Whodey. It'll pop right up, I'm sure. Just keep on supporting. I got a website at zimwhodey.com with some of the merch. Like, Greg's got the whole lot of orange campaign on there. I got some really cool stuff on there that I think is really, really good. So I appreciate anybody checking that stuff out. But more importantly, appreciate support the Bengals. Don't give up on them. And like, if you're feeling kind of weird about them or you're feeling a little nervous, I saw a lot of nervous tweets during the game and stuff. I see that stuff.
Yeah.
Get with somebody that like a Greg. You need a Greg in your life. Somebody that's going to keep you grounded and keep that positivity flowing. To get past that angst and stuff.
Well, Zim, because of you, I'm right here right now doing a podcast. Like you and a bunch of people. I got something to show you here. You don't really I don't think you really remember this, but like as I posted the Midwest Barbecue, the chicken wing in my mouth, and I saw you posted this, and you said Big Savage Greg at Midwest Barbecue. I told my coworkers that, and they're like, "There goes Big Savage Greg," and I told a bunch of other people that, and then it just kept whipping. I kind of shortened it to BSG, so I've been kind of having fun with it. So yeah, come out with something like that. I will coordinate with you on a shirt or something, man, because that just stuck with me, like Big Savage.
Yeah. So I got a knack for some good nicknames sometimes, so it suits you well, bro. You got a heart of gold. Yeah. Man, I love, when I see your name in there, it gets me hyped, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. It gets me hyped.
Like I say, thank you so much. You're an ace of show. Like, everybody's show that I watch, you guys all, like, inspire me, inspire James, a bunch of others start this, so I thank you for that, Sim. I really do, buddy.
Appreciate you always staying 100, man. Like, that's what it's all about, bro. Like, into the games, sometimes they don't go my way. I go look for my family. I go, like, hug my son or something like that, so you got to get around some people that really love you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you always gonna have some, some fans that, right. That be like, what, like we're gonna rock and we're gonna ride this thing out until the wheels fall off. No matter how I go, bro.
Yeah. Well, Zim, like I said, you disciplined me as a fan. You taught me whether the good or the bad, you still stay with that team. And I thank you. Like I said, I thank you all for that. I thank you, James, Santori, and you obviously. I just thank everybody for disciplining me as a fan more over the years.
Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, bud.
It's been a fun ride, huh? We still going.
That's right.
We're not done yet. And you know what?
We
My message to all the other teams that we have to play, my message is don't stand on the tracks when the train's coming through.
They got to play us.
They got to play us.
Right.
Well,
Love it.
thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. I appreciate Zim for coming on. I know you've had a busy day, so even I don't even know if it was half an hour, whatever it ended up being. It was great. So I appreciate all of that. As always, I'm Santori. That's Greg Luther, Cincy James, Zim Whodey up in the corner, and Bengal Dad had technical issues, so he had to jump off. But thank you for everybody for joining us tonight. As always, Whodey!
Hooray!
Hooray!
That's right.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.